excluding Sukhavati. Why is it so difficult to achieve Buddhahood if we are not reborn in the human realm? But what does it mean to be human? Even if you in Sukhavati, even if you live on earth, what does it mean to be human? And why is it so difficult? There are two ways to explain this. One is, if you look at from the perspective of probability, it is low probability that a person can be reborn as a human. And the Buddha illustrates this in the scriptures, is saying that there is a blind turtle who only emerges from the depths of the ocean once every 100 years. And that he will put his head through a wooden yoke with a hole in it. And then once every 100 years, turtle would rise to the surface. And then it's just so happened that as he rises to the surface that he pokes his head through. So the chance of that happening is almost zero, right? The illustration is that it is so extremely difficult to achieve the human life. And if we look at statistical probability, if we compare the number of humans on this planet to the number of insects, fish, and all sorts of other creatures on Earth, the probability is almost close to zero, wouldn't you say? So it is more fruitful to ask what it really means to be a human being. We shouldn't take this literally. We should understand what it means. It's more insightful to understand what is a human state than a human being. So what is the human state? To take a more contemporary interpretation of this statement, we will compare between the human state and a human being. So what is a human being? Is it because that you look like a human, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, instead of ears, that you are human? So from my biological perspective, yes, that is a human being, right? You see a figure and you understand that is a human being. But to attain a human state is different. It requires something different to attain the human state. That is, you have to develop certain qualities to qualify as a human being. There are people who look human, but they don't act human. They act barbaric. They act like animals. So the process of becoming human consists of full development of such qualities as self-awareness, emotional positivity, responsibility, fidelity, and cooperativeness. Of course, this includes the 5 precepts. No killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no false speech, and no intoxication. The Buddha lays that out very clearly of the path to become not a human being, but to achieve the human state. It isn't easy to be human. The human state, as the Buddha says, difficult to attain. So this should remind us that as human beings, we have great potential for spiritual development. That's why it's so precious, because it is a gateway for us to achieve Buddhahood. That's why it is so rare and precious. And therefore, we should make every effort to develop whatever potential that we have. We should not lose our human state, but we should cherish it and develop it.